Hey everybody, welcome back to Full Metal MAGA. I've got a treat for you today. Incredible artist named Flo White. This guy's been in the chemtrails, the Federal Reserve, medical tyranny for the past 15 years. He's put out a bunch of videos, and I'm really happy that I'm going to be able to share it with you guys today. So why don't you sit back and enjoy this first video from Flo White.
You have created a monster and it will destroy you.
Patience, patience. I believe in this monster, as you call it. And if you don't, well, you must leave me alone.
I want to stimulate you. Won't you come and stimulate me? I want to stimulate you. Won't you come and stimulate me?
Barack Obama's gonna stimulate everybody in this socialist democracy.
Let me tell you how it got to this debunked economic stimulus. Listen to Luciferian hypnotists, psychotic hypocrites.
Yeah.
Wanna tell you how we came to this. Listening to power hungry illuminists. We came in like a lion, now we out like a lamb. The gold of Mendes is Uncle Sam.
I want to stimulate you. Won't you come and stimulate me? And then the congregation stood up because their future, it looked so bright.
And by the time their children reached puberty, they had lost all their rights.
Let me tell you how it got to this. How our country became so socialist. Listen to reptiles and them troglodytes, electing pedophiles and sodomites. I'm gonna tell you how it came to this. Listening to puppets with their ventriloquists. Modern day communists, hanging out with new age scientists.
Yeah. Saw the republic pass away, and now communism's here to stay. To stay. To stay. Saw the republic pass away, and now communism's here to stay. To stay. Saw the republic pass away, and now communism's here to stay. Saw the republic pass away, and now communism's here to stay. Better take a stand today, or else the devil's gonna have his way.
Hey everybody,
What's up? What's up?
I got Flo White with me right now. We just watched the video Debtors Lament. How you doing, Flo?
I'm doing pretty good. Just chilling right now, putting along.
Right on.
Thanks
So I
for
want to
asking.
ask you, you've been doing this stuff for a long time. Those songs came out like a decade ago. What is the Debtors Lament about?
The Debtors Lament is about pumping a lot of money into the system to stimulate it, to hopefully get the economy up and going again. And it happened back then when we went through '08 and 2010, and the economy was crashing, all the stuff with the housing market. And that's when the banks started proposing or started pushing quantitative easing more, which was putting more cheap, low interest money into the economy, creating a bubble, creating inflation, and
Fake money.
yeah, bringing us to a breaking point sooner or later, which I think is coming up here within the next few years, I would suppose. Some type of crash, which could result in a reset of some kind. So that's what I'm just kind of my little economic forecast for you.
Right on. So what made you start making music? What made you, I mean, I've known you and Greg Reese has known you. Why don't you tell us about Flo White, how it started, who's in it,
Well,
what's going
it's
on?
me and Greg. I was working down in the Cleveland Flats in this pop bar. Before that, I was working in another club. It was the Metropolis. It was kind of like alternative, but then I went to this pop bar and I worked there for years. And I just started coming up with kind of hooks and things like that, and coming up with my little jingles that I would perform for everybody after hours. And I was developing a website at the time based on my paintings. There's one of them behind me. It's unfinished. The Space Flowers paintings. And I wanted music for my website. And so I knew that Greg was pretty good at that stuff. And I went to him, and I was surprised at how quick he whipped up the music. And I told him about the songs that I've done, and I sang him a few, and he thought they were great. And that began the Porpoise Project, which is an elusive CD. I hear it might be on eBay. Last time, we both know a mutual friend of ours told me, and I've asked him several times. There was only 2,000 of those CDs made, and we gave most of them away. But I hear they're a hot item.
Well, right on, man. Cool. So you're into music. You've been into the New World Order for 20 years, more than that. I mean, I can remember back in the early 90s, late 80s, we were talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
How is it for someone who has been into this stuff for so long to actually see now it all come to fruition? With just 2 days ago, they blocked Paul Joseph Watson and Laura Lerner and a bunch more conservatives, and how
And Farrakhan.
But
Yeah.
if you look at like Laura Lerner, they've taken away her ability to buy Uber Eats.
Mhm.
They're trying to take away people's cell phones. So you predicted this stuff 10 years ago. How do you feel with seeing it all actually come about? It's actually happening.
I think we're at the breaking point somewhat. I mean, with our country, the end of stimulus, the Debtors Lament, I go into a crying period where we saw the Republic pass away and now communism's here to stay. And the big debate now is socialism versus capitalism. But it's not really capitalism, it's crony capitalism. What's crony capitalism? Allowing the too big to fails not to fail. Bailing out these big corporations, the auto manufacturers, and replacing them with more efficient, better companies that are managed better, are not propped up on so much debt. Um, And so what I'm afraid of is, we Americans, Greenspan, he was a big time computer programmer. That was one of the reasons he got his job at the Fed. And back then they started creating programs where, basically the push of a button, you can determine the market or the value of certain markets or what have you. So we haven't had a true capitalist free market system for decades, and I think that's partially due to the fact that we've been on a fiat money system for decades, and I'm worried that I don't know where Trump's heart is. I don't know the man. I would like to see that he can keep all his promises, and hopefully restore the United States back to the United States of America. Um, and I'm just worried that if things don't go well and there's an economic crash before, if he really is truly trying to drain the swamp, and there's an economic crash and we can't get the rats off the ship in time, I'm worried that the populace, the uninformed populace, the mainstream media populace will be swayed by socialist ideas. And at that point, it's just going to be a vortex and a wormhole. And I don't know where it's going to go from there. The one thing that I think I've been watching a lot of videos on China and about what's trying to really understand what's going on there. And trying to figure out the one thing that America has left. And I believe if we can restore a rule of law and make America a shining beacon unto the world of some form of not only rule of law, but self-government, as Theodore Roosevelt said at the Jamestown Exposition. He said, the United States of America is the greatest experiment of self-government. Well, what does that mean? In order to have self-government, you have to have extremely educated populace. We don't have that anymore. If we had an educated populace, we would have people that would know how to create their own contracts and figure things out without the government even getting involved. And that's the point. 99.99% of us do it the other way. But I think if the United States could return back to a beacon where we accept you're hungry, you're tired, you're poor, and there is a foundation of law and order, and there is a money system, and there is a solid money system, and there is no more crony capitalism, then we will get the brightest minds and we can become more innovative to surpass China. I think that's the point I was trying to make is China has produced global GDP, or I know I'm going to get this screwed up somehow, but 63% of the world's GDP, and that's more than the United States, Europe, and Japan combined.
Yeah, that's a big worry with China. The thing is though I want to point out that America being great was when Americans had that initiative where they would go out and do it yourself, and I look at Flo White and what you did 10 years ago, what you and Greg did 10 years ago, and there's professional videos out there. You made radio ready music and you did it all yourself. Mm-hmm. And it's the globalists don't understand that their assault on free speech, their assault with medical tyranny, their assault against the Second Amendment, what they're doing is they're actually sparking and facilitating making America great again, because people like me, people like you, well, you've been doing it for years, but people like me, who I was just sitting around living my life, and they kept attacking, so now here I am doing this. And that's the greatness of America, is that some guy sitting in his living room can start talking about what's going on and they can't stop us, so I think that's really great. You got anything else going on? You and Greg got anything else going on with Flo White? You're working on any new music?
Well, I'm trying to We're talking about redoing an old song we did. You can find it, I think, on the Dream Daddy, Dream Daddy, the strongest game at CD Baby.
Every now and then on the sofa, you know, I crash out on the sofa, watch a little cable, eat a little bit, and sometimes I take calls for them. What's going on, Brandy, baby?
But I'd like to revive that, change the lyrics a little bit to make them fit the time, and do a video that I'd like to get involved with you on. I told you we could film it on a pig farm.
Oh yeah, dude, I will totally love to do some music with you and Greg. That would be fun, man. I love it.
And then there's a few other songs we're working on, and it's just as we grow older, our obligations to family and ourselves, and become stronger. So it's hard to balance everything out. It's hard to find the free time to really be creative.
Well, Neil, I hope that just coming on here and doing an interview for Full Metal MAGA maybe will get you back into doing stuff, because we need people like you. We need you on the front lines. We need people like you fighting. You're creative. You're funny. You've got a cool shtick going on, and that's how we're going to defeat the globalists, is through humor, because they cannot take a freaking joke.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you. I want to go out to this next video, Money Bomb, and we're going to kind of wrap this interview up because I don't want to make it too long. Let me ask you this. What's your favorite color?
Something in the blue spectrum.
In the blue spectrum. All right. What's your favorite ice cream?
Definitely some type of dark chocolate.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what mine. What's your favorite holiday?
Jeez. So many of them. Probably Christmas when I'm with my family.
Everybody does Christmas, man.
Yeah.
Come on, Halloween, bro. Yeah. Halloween. Well, Neil, all right. I love you, man. Thanks for coming on here and doing an interview for me. I hope to hear a lot more stuff from you guys in the future. Everybody check out Flo White. We're gonna play another video for you, Money Bomb. And Neil, you got any last words you want to say to everybody out there?
Keep stacking.
Keep stacking.
And make that Lucci, baby.
All right. If you know me, I used to be a shelf stacker for a rock and roll band back in the day. All right, everybody, check out this new video, or this next video from Flo White called Money Bomb.
Thanks for having us.
Don't look now, but there's something funny going on over there at the bank, George. I've never really seen one, but that's got all the earmarks of being a run.
Tomorrow, you begged and you borrowed, you lied, then you cheated, then your funds they became depleted. Quick money coming fast in a hurry. We can pay it later, baby. Don't worry.
Toilet paper is going to be, this is more valuable than the U.S. dollar in a few weeks' time. I can make dollars right here. All I want here's $1,000. Here's $5,000. Here's $1 million.
Wall Street's out picking everybody's pocket. Keep consuming, baby, don't stop it. Drink a shot, smoke some crack, with little babies of beer. After all you put the dent on their heads.
Ben Bernanke says he's gonna drop money on me from 10,000 feet. He's gonna do what it takes to get the economy back on its feet. Holding the world for ransom, create a money expansion. How we gonna keep this Titanic afloat when our bank accounts are filled with fiat notes? Filled with fiat notes, yeah.
He's already got charge of the bank, he's got the bus line, he got the department stores, and now he's after us. Why?
Your money ain't your money tomorrow. You begged and you borrowed. You lied, then you cheated. Then your funds, they became depleted. quick money coming fast in a hurry. We can pay it later, baby, don't worry.
My daddy never taught me to save for a rainy day. My mama never taught me to keep the IRS away. What came first, the chicken or the dollar? When you find out, brother, give me a holler.
Everybody seems to pledge allegiance into the lies they trust. When all about them, everybody knee deep in a global credit bust. No one gets something for nothing, and with the push of a button, money's created from thin air. Strange, no one seems to care. Yeah, no one seems to care. Yeah.
Well, of course, I never had an instant of doubt in my mind, however. Oh, yes, I'm sure a lot of people went belly up on that one.
All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that Full Metal MAGA as much as I enjoyed making it. I love Flo White, great music, great guy, great interview. Also, I want to take this time to encourage everybody to call your representative, call your senator. We have to stop this assault on free speech. It starts with free speech, then it's the Second Amendment. Next thing you know, forced vaccinations. We all have to get out there and do something. Do your little part. Just pick up the phone and make a phone call. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll check you out at the next Full Metal MAGA. Thanks for checking it out. Full Metal MAGA is a place where libertarians, conservatives, classical liberals, apolitical people, musicians and artists can gather. We don't endorse or condemn any candidate or political party. We just want to be able to meet on a common ground and discuss things like we used to be able to do.